We're open 7 days a week here in Port Angeles. We've been bringing you so much basketball in the past couple of weeks that I decided it was time to take a much-needed break and go quite far afield for a less visual sport. Dave Summers is in with all the highlights of the first big bike race of the season.
The Tour de Dungeness Bicycle Racing Series, or the Tour de Dung for short, kicked off this Sunday under extremely windy conditions, but this didn't disappoint the 175 riders that competed. This group of 6 broke away from the main field early on in the 66-mile Category 1, 2s, and 3s race. The group built a lead of around 2 minutes at one point, but as the race winded down, the lead dropped considerably. The group included some of the top Northwest racers, Kenny Williams, who rides for Saturn of Bellevue, Randy Betcher, and Mike Berto of the Seattle team Ray's Boathouse. Well, before I tell you how that race turned out, we'll take a look at some of the other races. The entry-level Category 4s and 5s competed alongside the 18 and under juniors for 44 miles. Winning the junior competition was 15-year-old Jordan Siemens of Port Angeles, racing for our local team Pettit Oil Company. Other racers, local racers doing well were Jordan's brother Colby, who took second. Mike McDougall unfortunately suffered a flat tire, but I believe he was still able to finish. And the Craigster, Craig Wilcox, also finished in the top 5. In addition, Rich Fazio of Sequim, competing in his first race, finished in 7th place among the Category 4s and 5s. And yes, those training rides with the team paid off. Ed Murray jumped away from the small breakaway he was in and rode on to an impressive long solo victory. He was followed by Mike Smith and Kai Brunning. The women's Category 1, 2s, and 3s was won by Laura Reed of Seattle. Heather Johnson took second and Wanda Howlett third. Vicky Schroeder was first in the women's 4s and 5s. Laura Heckman was second. She was followed by Lisa Ledoux. She was third. The Masters A's was won by Larry Shannon. Pat Burke and Philip Holman were second and third. Tom Hackelman won the Masters B's competition. He was followed by Chris Golick and Jim Couch. Now back to the men's Category 1s, 2s, and 3s. As you can see, the main field was bearing down on this breakaway in the final 2 laps. But these guys hung in there. They were also helped out by some of their teammates who were doing their best to slow down any potential chasers on. And the headwind coming down Woodcock Road was also a big factor in keeping these guys away. It looked like the main field were going to catch them, but they held on as they turned on to Kitchen Dick Road. This was a tough section as well with the side wind. Now to the finish stretch, Kenny Williams goes around Brian Ingerson to take the win. Randy Betcher took 3rd, David Einmo was 4th, Mike Berto took 5th. The series continues next Sunday with race number 2. It all wraps up on the 23rd. Organizers called the first race a success, and they appreciate the patience of the local drivers in the area as the race continues. I'm Dave Summers for NCN Sports.
Well, thanks, Dave, and we understand there were even a few spectators along the route to cheer on those bike riders. I'm sure they appreciated that. One event which didn't happen